Hello Fern lovers, we are on day 14 now, so it's been 2 weeks of having little puppy Fern with us, and we're just going to do an update of what we've done in the past week and two, and we'll probably talk about what we're going to do next week. So, since the day we got her, our priority was, or our priorities were for the puppy to love being around us and to follow us everywhere. So we try and encourage that every time we move off, like we did from day one. So every time I move in a different direction, clap my fingers, get her attention somehow, and she walks towards me. And then as she starts moving towards me, I then say the words "with me," so that she can associate that instruction with the movement which she's already doing. The second big important thing was also to get eye contact off her at every point and praise it to teach her that that's what we want. Hey, 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 hey. Good girl. So every single time she gives us eye contact, capture that and mark it with the word "good" and give her some little treat, whether it be food or a tickle. And she's getting better and better at that, and she's just constantly looking at us, which is what we want further down the line. She's a wriggler. We're working on etiquette in the house. We don't want a crazy dog, like you can see at the minute. So every time we go near the cage, we just chuck a little treat or two in there. When she's lying down, what's this? What's this? And that teaches her that every time somebody comes near her, the way to get what she wants is to be calm and lying down rather than up against the cage doors, pawing and pulling at it. What else have we done? We've worked on recall. So my wife and myself sit at one end of the room and we get her attention, and as her feet are about to sort of run, we lower her onto the floor and the other one calls her with our word of command. So for me it's come, and for my wife it's come here. And she's learning to associate those sounds now with the action that she's running towards us. With me, I've now added a whistle. So 2 short pips of the whistle as she's moving towards me to help her to associate the action of moving towards me with the sound that the whistle makes, or the sound that my voice makes when I say "with me." We're still using food to build good associations for the puppy. So every now and then we chuck food in a cage so she can learn to go in and out of a cage, and it's good. Not that she's going to go in a cage and be locked in there for the rest of the night. We don't want her feeling that, otherwise she'll never go near it. Toilet training, it's been 2 weeks now, and she had one day this week where she weed twice straight after each other, and that was purely our fault, that we just let her drink loads and loads of water. I don't know why she wanted to drink so much water. Apart from that though, we keep her in a cage as much as possible, and then we physically pick her up, take her to the boring spot where we expect her to wee or poo, and put her down and completely ignore her, don't interact with her, unless she's giving me eye contact or unless she moves away from me. And then the second that she starts weeing, not the second that she starts sniffing, but when she starts weeing, we give our command "busy, busy, busy, busy." And that is then building the association in the dog's head with hearing those words and doing a wee. And then later on down the line, if we want her to do it, we can give those commands "busy, busy," and she'll do it. Myself and my wife are runners, and we intend to take the dogs to do races with us. So we don't want to be wasting time. If we can see the dog needs a wee, we don't want to be wasting time watching her choose somewhere nice and doing a little circles and sniffing all the grass. We want to say, "Have a wee now," she'll do it, and then we can carry on with the race and we won't lose much time. Same with drinking. So every time she takes a drink from a bowl, we tell her, "Drink, drink, drink," so that in a race, we don't want to be, we want to go up to a river or a stream or a puddle and say "drink." We don't want her wondering about it or deciding whether or not to. We want to build these associations from an early age. I can't think what else we've been doing. We've been working on door etiquette. So she's not allowed through a door. What's this? It's in this hand. She's not allowed through a door unless she sits a bum on the floor and gives me eye contact, and she's learned that really quickly. And the way we were doing that, if you look back on the videos, We sit her by a door that she wants to go through, and we open the door slightly, and every time she moves towards the door, we close the door. Every time she sits calmly, we open the door and let her in, and she will build that association herself. Can't think what else we've been working on. We've been working on sit. We've not introduced any word of command for sit, but every time with her meals, I haven't even been lifting it up to encourage her. She knows now to sit and give me eye contact, and then the reward for exhibiting that behaviour is that she gets her food, and they're that quick at learning. She knows the only way to get her food is to sit and look at me, so she'll sit and look at me. I break her out of that position and then expect it again, and when she does it again, she gets food. I break her out of that position and then sit and wait until she does it again. Good deal. And we keep repeating that. Now, the dog doesn't know what sit is. The dog knows that the behaviour that she's doing is earning a reward. She doesn't know what sit is. And sitting isn't that natural to dogs. It is natural, but it's not something that they prefer to do all day. So we've not introduced any word of command, we're not confusing things yet. We just want her to give us good behaviour and to learn that if I do this good behaviour, I get good things. And that's all we're interested in building at the moment. We've not done anything fancy which most people with puppies tend to do. Like everyone wants to do sit, everyone wants to do paw, everyone wants to put a bowl of food down in front of them and walk away for 45 minutes. We're not interested in that. What we're interested in is raising a puppy into a dog which we're comfortable living with for the next 10 years. I don't care if she can show me a paw, I don't care if she can sit on command. What I do care about is that she's constantly interested in following me around, that she's obsessed with looking into my eyes because that way I can give her commands, that she's calm in the house, that she doesn't go jumping out of the cage whenever we release her, that she doesn't go charging through doorways until we release her. Things like that. She's only been with us 2 weeks, she's only 10 weeks old. All those kind of things can come, but the basics have got to be nailed down of living with a good puppy. So that's what we're working on at the minute. Not many corrections have been used yet, so when she exhibits bad behaviour we do correct it, but she hasn't really done much. Today she started nipping at us or trying to chew on us, but I think she's just extra hyped today. She's sniffing the ground, making out that she wants a wee, so I'm just going to put her in the cage while I finish this video. So, while she's in the cage, every now and then, I just give her a treat. There you go, you can see, I don't know if you can see. She knows to get that treat, she lies down. I know it's dark and you can't see the dog, which is why in this one I put a torch so you can, the torch isn't working so you can see her a little bit better. But she knows to get this out of my hands, good, she has to lie down calmly. So if there's any scratching or any banging on the cage, she gets nothing. Good. What I've also introduced in week 1 and we carry it on is marking, and the way we start doing that, good, is every time we give him food, so at dinner time or just like that, we say the same word in the same way. So for me it's good or a clicker the clicker. Good. And then later on down the line we can adapt that into teaching different behaviours. Good. At the minute it means nothing to her, but she's building that association in her mind that every time my daddy says good, that there's food coming, or payment coming, or reward coming, or praise coming, or a cuddle, or a toy, or something good coming. You can hear the other dog, when I start doing this with this dog, the older dog knows what that means, and she starts whining and thinking, that means I'm getting fed, where's my food, where's my reward? So you've got to be very careful about doing that around dogs, and I'm aware that every time I say it and don't give her the reward, it's having less and less effect on her, so I'm working on building that away from the camera. But it's important to start on, if you're going to have a marker, and I've got a video about what markers mean, that every single time you treat them, or feed them, or give them a toy, you use that marker. Good. So that's all for now. I'll film another video about what to expect from the next week. She's 10 weeks old tomorrow. She's having her second jab tomorrow. So then a week after that, she's allowed out into the big wide world. Sorry, another thing we've been working on is lead walking. So all we've been doing is for 20 or 30 seconds at a time, been clipping the lead onto her neck and just walking up and down the room, encouraging her to come with me. Not having any tension on the lead, not pulling her, not tugging her. And if she pulls away from me, I'm moving with her, because the last thing I want at the moment is tension on the lead. I'm moving with her, but I'm encouraging her to come with me. And as she comes with me, I'm moving away. So I'm encouraging her to follow me, but the lead being loose. I think that's pretty much all we've covered. And you know, there's not a great deal there, but what we are doing is doing it very, very often in little tiny pieces. That consistency is what builds the pattern and the habit and the association in the dog's mind. If she's done something 100,000 times, every time Daddy says come, I run to him and sit there, that's how habits form. So it's not about doing it once a day for 30 minutes and boring the brains out yourself and the dog and everyone else in your family. It's about doing it for 20 seconds at a time, 20 times during the day. That's what we're working on with this one. We're still working on it with this one. And if you do that, you're going to get better results than you will do if you're doing it less often but for more time. So I'll post another video and we'll see you soon.